the main purpose of
15 seconds.
the top 10% was to try to get lower socioeconomic people into the state, into the state institution. And if you're coming from out of state, the out-of-state fees are so high that chances are you're probably not coming from a lower socioeconomic background.
Please finish. Never mind. That's it. That question and answer has expired. We'll now move to a period of debate on this bill.
We just need Q&A by 3 minutes.
Motion is not in order. Chair would advise the bill.
Mr. Speaker, I move to object to the consideration of this question.
Your objection is out of order. The objection can only be filed based on.
Point of order. We have not.
Chair Carlson, directed to you.
The motion to reopen debate, or reopen question and answers on the floor, that would be in order once debate actually starts, but the other motion has to be resolved first. The motion to reopen Q&A has to be resolved first.
Objection considered the question. He can file that until second, can't he?
Oh yeah, I guess you're right. If it hasn't been
Is his motion in order?
Okay.
Motion is in order. Objection to the consideration filed with the chair. Second on the floor. Seconded by Speaker Ambrose. All those in favor of objecting to hearing the question of reopening question and answer, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Point of order. The objection to consideration of the question is the objection to debating on the main motion. The reason that that's in order is because the other motion hasn't been seconded yet and thus hasn't been filed with you. So this objection is the objection to debating on this main motion because either A, the body feels that it's harmful to the body, or B, that it's wasting the body's limited time or resources.
Chair will advise that the motion on the floor. All right, let's stay in order. Call the program. Robert's rules. It's working. All right. The motion on the floor was to reopen Q&A. I recognized him for that motion prior to calling on any senator.
Okay, so then that means
I thought his recognition.
So you withdraw.
I withdraw.
Motion is to be resolved first.
Yeah.
Motion on the floor to reopen Q&A. Second on the floor by Senator Testa. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed say nay. Nay. The chair calls his own division. All those in favor, please signify by standing. Point of parliamentary inquiry. 2/3, 1/2, 2/3. All those in favor, please signify by standing.
Oh my God.
Mr. Speaker, we have 10 people saying.
Okay, whoa, that's 3-9. Motion fails. All right. Chair will open debate at this time.
Mr. Speaker, I object to the consideration of the question.
All right, now we're going to file this properly. Objection to the consideration filed with the chair. Second on the floor. Second by Chair Carlson. And objection to the consideration of the question is the motion, I believe subsidiary. I don't know what it is, but it's a motion. What this motion does is ceases whatever main motion or debate which is before the body. We will not even debate or talk about this subject based on that motion. Am I correct? All right, second on by Chair Carlson. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed say nay. Nay. There's calls his own division. This is a 2/3 to pass. All those in favor, please signify by standing. Division fails. Chair will recognize that anyone who said aye on that was extremely loud. Either that or people did not stand up. We will now move to period debate. Chair recognizes Senator Fields. Sage point.
So, to kind of frame anything, does it, what is the time frame to work on this?
10.
No, I mean getting this into
Chair will deviate that point to Chair Broke. What is the time?
How long do we have to get a clear decision to legislators?
I would send a point of information to Chair Lockwood.
All right, redirected to student advocate like
Monday.
Answer your point? All right, thank you, sir. Chair returns the floor to Senator Fields. I recognize.
Howdy!
Howdy.
Now this is, I know, it's kind of a boring thing, right?
wants to talk about the first step in a process that might lead to something significant. Because the first step is always kind of crappy. Crappy's okay, right?
Not really, but keep going. Thanks.
Nobody likes that, but we have to do it to get somewhere. The polling results, which used the standard amount of input, which I remember debating on even having the half of a percent thing, that was controversial. But that's a decent amount of students.
Say it over.
And pretty representative. And to have 72% of the students say that our current policy in working says, okay, Senate, you're the representative body. They might not even watch out what goes on in here. They may not even vote. But if they knew that we could do something about it, they would want us to. That's what we're doing. We're taking that first step towards a change. And it'll be a long process. And it may not even happen this session, although it could. But what we need to do here is consider where the top 10% policy makes sense and where it doesn't. It's clearly failed. The objectives to make this university more diverse, it has failed miserably. How many African Americans do we have? How many Native Americans do we have? How many, how many Asians do we have compared to, okay, maybe we're good on Asians. I don't know. We're falling out compared to other universities of our caliber, because we're the best university in America. So let's compare the second best, which would be, I guess, Harvard or Princeton. They have more diversity, not only of color, or creed, or religion. They have more diversity of achievement. They have more diversity of achievement. If you do things in high school that prevent you from being the best bookworm, then, like I did, I wasn't a very good student. I got in back when it was top 50% and SAT. I was top 22% or something like that. I'm sorry if that makes me stupid in your eyes, but you know I'm stupid anyway. But I did a lot of stuff in high school. And a lot of people do things that don't allow them to be the best student. Maybe they're involved with their church. Maybe they're involved with their community. Maybe they're in a soup line. Point is, our university can benefit so much more from having a policy that embraces every possible achievement for a student other than a top 10% rule. And that's why we need to look at this. It's a first step. It's not the whole thing. So remember when you vote for this, and I ask that you do vote for it, we're taking the first step towards reevaluating a policy that has failed us. Giggle.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Harris. You recognized against?
Alden Harris, College of Science. Well, the bill authors have had quite a long time to talk with that Q&A, and you've heard a lot of reasons why they're for the bill. And I just want to try to lay out to you, because it may seem strange why anyone would be against this bill, because they have a lot of really good reasons. They have a lot of really salient points. But I think we need to take a step back. First off, I'm also from the state of California. I'm an out-of-state student. I'm sure this, but in the state of California, we don't have a top 10% law, and we have some of the best public universities in the nation. And I think that those two things are related. I think it's important that we take a look at the top 10% law in some form. But I think here's the thing to take a step back and look at. Texas A&M, can anyone raise their hand and tell me how long Texas A&M has had to be dealing with exponential population growth? Andrew Harrell should be raising his hand. We were just talking about this in class. Always. Populations always grow exponentially. You can make these graphs look really impressive, but the fact is, Texas A&M, as long for the 100-some years that Texas A&M has been around, we've been dealing with exponential population growth, and we'll continue to deal with it successfully. That is not a salient point in this bill. We need to back up and say, look, we have a very small percentage of people admitted under 10%, top 10%. Most of them would be admitted anyway. We have a very, very, very limited pool of resources when we go to Austin. I know most of you haven't been around. I don't know what we're dissing about, but I know most of you haven't been around for some of the lobbying trips to Austin. But I think only me, Austin, and Drew maybe were you here 3 years ago? Anyway, so last year we split our resources very thin 2 years ago. Last time the legislature was in session, we didn't get a lot accomplished.